Hey, welcome to Good Coach, Bad Coach. I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach, coming to you every week with a brand new show called Good Coach, Bad Coach. Secrets that the great coaches know that the other people will never figure out. For many years, as many of you know, I spent as a head women's basketball coach. We won 221 games during that period. We lost 77. It's about a 74% winning percentage. And a lot of people ask me, how did we take a losing culture that had never won a championship and in a decade turning into a winning culture? And after retiring from coaching, I now can step back and say, here's what we did. Here's how we did it. There were certain habits that we practice of good coaches, but there are also bad habits that I see so many coaches use. And just yesterday, I was in a meeting with my graphic designer, and we were talking about how do we build this greatness factory when I was a head coach. Because we could take players from all different backgrounds and bring them into our fold and bring them into our system and put them in our factory, so to speak, and pump them out as great players and great people. And I call it the Greatness Factory. This is where you go to pump out greatness. And so I want to give you the habits of good coaches. Today we're talking a very specific topic that I see so many coaches, bad coaches, do. I was one of these early in my career, and it's this concept. Are you an ambassador for your organization, the entire organization, or are you a loner on an island to yourself, only worried about your program in a selfish and paranoid mindset where you are so consumed with you, so consumed with winning, that you become a polarizing figure to other groups, other people in the organization? Now, for example, this is very typical. Coaches many times are very narcissistic. They believe that they're the best in the world, and they have to believe that. They have to have this swag to propel a program forward. But a big challenge is that you become so self-consumed, so self-contained, that you forget you are operating on a bigger planet, on a bigger galaxy. And so what you do is you turn inward. You worry about you. You become a loner. You've heard the saying, an island unto itself. You know, no man is an island unto himself. We're all part of the same deal. Well, most coaches completely check this at the door. As a young coach, I did that. I was totally 100% consumed with my program, my department. Now, that was good because it created focus. But let me tell you what it created externally. It created polarization. It created people who were fighting against me within the organization. I wouldn't speak to, talk to, spend time with, care about anybody else outside of our organization, outside of the women's basketball program. And because of that, I became a recluse. I didn't go to other events. I didn't feel like I had time to care about other people. And when you say, where does this come from? It comes from one place: pressure. Self-imposed pressure. Pressure from top down to produce. Pressure to win. Is that you think you have a finite period of time and you don't have enough time to worry about other people. This, in my opinion, is a big mistake in the eyes of a coach. This makes you a bad coach. I remember speaking to a football coach that was coming on board when I was the athletic director. We had just lost one coach. We were bringing a new coach in, high visibility program. And I remember saying to him this statement: when you come on board, you've got a tremendous opportunity. You can truly be an ambassador for our school, for our community, to unite people versus divide people, to bring people together versus polarize people. And I never forget what he said to me. He looked me right in the eye and he said, I'm not the least bit interested in being an ambassador for this school. All I want to do is coach football. Now you say, great, we got a great football coach. He's solely focused. Well, what I have watched that person do over the years is completely run that football program in the ground. Not be a part of the community, not show up at other events, not get to know other coaches, not be part of the faculty, not care about anybody but himself. Now, this is all fine and good while you're winning games and while you're producing numbers. And if you're a manager in a company, while you're producing, hey, you're the stud. Everybody loves you. But the moment that you start losing, people start saying, oh my goodness, he don't care. He's not part of the group. And let me tell you something. Your days are numbered. It's because you've been a loner versus an ambassador for the organization. And this is a selfish move, and it's a big mistake. Good coaches are ambassadors who build the whole group. They support other coaches. They support other programs. They are never islands into themselves. So when we come back in the next segment, here's what we're going to talk about. How do you become this ambassador? How do you go into this with the mindset of giving versus taking? Because good coaches promote, bad coaches are recluses. Good coaches are not paranoid like most coaches are. Bad coaches believe everybody is out to get them. Everybody's out to fire them. And here's a big mistake most coaches make, that everybody cares. Man, people go to games to eat popcorn and drink beer and have fun. They don't watch you. I thought for years they came to watch me. They came to be entertained, man. It's your passion. It's their game. It's spectators' entertainment. And if you can ever understand that, you quit taking yourself so damn serious. You start having fun doing what you're doing, and you realize you're there to serve the whole versus serve just one group. Trust me on this. I'll show you how a great coach was ran out of a city because he practiced this loner mentality when we come back in Good Coach, Bad Coach. Secrets that great coaches practice that the other people never figure out. Hey, this is Coach Michael Burt, and I have a prediction. Within the next 5 years, every manager in the world will have to become a coach. You know, a good coach will do 3 things for you. They make you have conversations you don't want to have. They make you do some things you don't want to do. They'll help you become something you didn't think you could become. This transition, what I call the coaching revolution, prompted me to create a program called Turn Your Managers into Coaches. What we want to do is drive up engagement, drive up production. We want to become a manager other people want to follow. If you've got managers out there that you want to turn into coaches that engage people in systematic behaviors that allows them to do something tomorrow they simply cannot do today, pick up the phone and call us, 225-8380, 615-225-8380, or email us at info@coachburt.com, and we're going to teach you how to turn your managers into great coaches. Welcome back to Good Coach, Bad Coach, a new weekly show I have out at CoachBurt.com. You're going to be able to watch this show on the Burt Network, which is going to be a network of great shows that people come to get great content so that you can get coaching. I have a basic belief, guys. Everybody needs a coach in life. A good coach will have conversations with you. You don't want to have them make you do some things you don't want to do. They'll help you become something you did not think you could become. And every week I come to you here on Good Coach, Bad Coach, Sunday nights at 6 p.m. You can watch it at CoachBurt.com. Eventually you'll be able to watch it on the Burt Network. And if you're looking to have your own show, to produce your own quality content that comes out there, you need to be talking to us, because we're bringing a network to market where you can do it at a great and affordable price, professionally produced, to get your message out there. You can also watch us on the Super Coach Show every Tuesday, 2 p.m. Central, 3 p.m. Eastern at witnation.com/supercoach. And that's my weekly show. You can get it on iTunes. You can also get this show on iTunes, Podcast Republic, or any of the outlets out there for the podcast. Now, this week we're talking a very important topic. I'm working on a new book this year that will come out most likely in 2016, called Good Coach, Bad Coach. Secrets of the great coaches that the others never figure out. Why in the world are there so many bad coaches in the world, man? Why in the world are there so many bad coaches? Here's the first problem, and not to offend any coaches. Coaches have not expanded their mindset. They're not reading business books like they should be. They're not learning from other people. They're a very tight-knit, closed-off group. Some of them are closed-minded, and they want to blame the players. They want to blame their administration. They want to blame everybody else. And I would tell you this, man, get better. You, as a coach, get better. People ask me what my secret sauce was when I was a head coach. And here's what I did. I collided 2 different industries. I went over to the business world and got business concepts, and I brought them to the athletic world. So we taught our players the 7 habits of highly effective people the day they walked in to play for us. We taught them the principles of good to great, the 5 dysfunctions of teams, the 5 disciplines of a learning organization, the power of intention and manifestation, how to become a category of 1. We taught all of our players these principles at our Greatness Factory, and we did it every week through leadership academies, success academies, video segments, life sessions, life after basketball. We built a program versus a team, and that's going to be one of our upcoming shows. Do you have a program, or do you just have a good team? Because good coaches build programs, they don't just build teams. Today we're talking why you need to be an ambassador for your school, for your university, for your department if you're a manager or leader, and not be so selfish and self-consumed and self-contained with you. Now you say, if I'm winning, why does it matter? You see, I thought the same thing. I fell into this trap after winning a championship at a place that had never won one. Here's what I said. I'm irreplaceable, man. I am irreplaceable. What are they going to do? Fire me? I'm the only person that's ever won a championship at this place in women's basketball in 30-something years. Well, here's what I found out. After I retired and left, they won 3 more championships and then had the national championship team. So was I replaceable? Sure, every person's replaceable. Now, I told you before the break I was going to give you a story of where this will work and where it won't work. One of my favorite coaches out there is Nick Saban, University of Alabama. I like his no-nonsense approach. I think he gets results. I think he has a proven system. Is he invincible? No. We know that because he's gotten beat. But his mindset of focusing totally on himself in football is both a strength and a weakness of his. Because this did not work at the Miami Dolphins. When he went to Miami, they tell us that he had certain rules. Don't speak to him unless he speaks to you. Don't look at him unless he looks at you. Don't answer questions unless asked. The old don't speak unless spoken to rule. Now that kind of mentality may work in some environments, and it may work to an extent, but let me tell you where it didn't work. It did not work at the Miami Dolphins. And so what happens is when you are so self-contained, the minute you stop producing results, people start saying, we don't like him, he's got a bad attitude, he don't care about anybody else but himself, let's get him the hell out of town. Now, let's contrast that with the coach who is winning some, building a program, but everybody loves them. Their attitude is, I'm here to serve the bigger whole. Think Pete Carroll. Think Pete Carroll. People love playing for Pete Carroll. They like watching him. They like rooting for him. He looks like he's having a lot of fun. He does not seem selfish and self-contained. And you say, can a guy like that win? Well, he's in the Super Bowl, isn't he? So something he's doing is working. He won at USC. I don't know that much about the guy, but he looks like a guy I'd like to spend some time with. So here's my big point to you. You can either be selfish and focus solely on you, which is a rookie mistake in my opinion, or you can say, I'm here to be a great coach. I'm also here to be an ambassador for the whole. I'm not a loner. I'm not on an island unto myself. I am here to support, to believe in. Now, I'm pretty passionate about this because I was pitiful at this early on in my career. And what happened is I polarized people. People that loved basketball loved me. People that didn't care that much about basketball hated me. So I would walk up the halls and this side wouldn't speak to me and would root against me. This side would be for me. Here's the point. I could have had all of those people on my side. We need to be, as coaches, in the business of turning people on versus turning people off. We need to be in the business of turning people on versus turning people off. Those people donate money to our programs. They come up in fan support. They support us online. We need to be in the business of building advocates, not destroying them. Now, let me give you one more concept, then we get you out of here. And you're listening to Good Coach, Bad Coach, Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. You can watch us at CoachBurt.com every Sunday night, 6 p.m., or you can listen to us on iTunes. Share this with other coaches. Trust me, guys. I may step on your toes. I may hurt your feelings. But I wish so badly when I was a head coach for a decade that somebody would have set me down and said, quit being such a jackass. Quit being so difficult to deal with. Quit turning all these people off, man. We could have had thousands of more people on board our wagon if I would have just approached this differently. Now, I learned something from a great coach in West Tennessee named Randy Kaufman. I coached with him when you're on the Nike team, which is the best players in the state of Tennessee. Randy was incredibly intense. Incredibly intense. But he was also incredibly positive. most coaches, when they get intense, they go negative. And I'm here to tell you, you can be intense and positive at the same time. Collins talks about this in his book, Good to Great. You don't have to embrace either or, the dichotomy. When I turn up the pressure, I turn up the negativity, which is what most coaches do. They yell louder, they scream harder, they push people harder, but they don't ever touch the mind, the heart, and the spirit. That's what we talked about in episode 1, the whole person theory, that a player's made up of a body, mind, heart, and spirit, and you're trying to tap into the whole person. And so a great coach turns up the pressure while also turning up the positivity. They become a player that people want to follow versus have to follow. Now, I talk about this extensively in my book, The Inspirational Leader, how to be a leader people want to follow versus have to follow. One leads through fear. One leads through motivation and inspiration. One validates and affirms. One shoves somebody in the ground. One builds confidence. One destroys confidence. And so if you're going to turn up the pressure, know this. You can turn it up and be positive, man. You don't have to turn it up and be negative. I remember Ron Crawford coached at Riverdale High School on the football side. Man, everybody loved that guy. He would walk through the school and yell at students and say hi and have fun. It's like, man, you could not like him. But he got on that football field, man, he was serious. He was all business. He was intense, and he was positive. When you turn up the intensity, you do not have to go negative. Big lesson from today's show. You got a chance when you're leading a program to turn thousands and thousands, some of you millions of people onto you. Be a person people want to spend time with. Be a person people want to hang out with. Be a person that builds up versus tears down. Because I give you a great example. We had Lane Kiffin at the University of Tennessee. I thought people were going to kill the guy. I thought people were going to literally kill the guy. He had no personality. He never acted like he cared about anybody else. People love to hate a guy like that. And when you don't produce, they will pack your bags for you. If you're a manager out there listening to this show or watching this show, ask this question, man. Are you uniting people or are you dividing people? Are you an SOB? Are you somebody that people want to come work with every day? You can push and be positive versus push and go negative. This is Good Coach, Bad Coach. I'm Coach Michael Burt, the Super Coach. Follow me at Michael Burt on Twitter, CoachBurt.com, and by all means, go to YouTube with the 75,000 other people watching our videos. Go out there and be an ambassador for your place, man, and quit being an island unto yourself, a selfish loner. This is Coach Burt. Have a great week.